rape, death. We ain't asking nobody to deal with you. We're going to deal with you ourselves.
Sexual misconduct and abuse of women have been catching a lot of news lately, with high-profile cases catching the spotlight. But these famous cases of abuse against women aren't isolated to a few influential icons. In fact, the sexual abuse against women and children practically defines that industry and America's culture. The abuse of women is so commonplace in America that a known harasser and disrespecter of women was voted into the highest office in the land by white women. The U.S. is a world leader in rape, molestation, and sex trafficking, which is outright slavery. And black and brown girls are the most unprotected species. What makes America's disrespect of the female so disparaging is that America has pimped women and girls to believe that they're not abused, that they are free because they can disrobe, as though taking off clothes is indicative of freedom. That's what pimps and rapists want women to think, because girls are more vulnerable to being sexually exploited by taking off their clothes, not by putting them on to cover their value. That's how the CIA manipulated the black feminist movement, as a deceptive means to further destabilize black families, making black women think they're being liberated.
And this didn't precisely fit with the image of a CIA agent, but then neither does the CIA.
It's sad that many victimized women suffer unspeakable psychological trauma and will defend their abuser when fighting against those who try to protect them. Even more perplexing is that solutions to the world's misogyny have been so demonized that most have been preconditioned to reject the solutions. Fact. Did you know that the Holy Quran gives more explicit rights to women than any sacred text? You wouldn't know that listening to mainstream propaganda. The Quran was revealed during a time and place when misogyny, exploitation, and slavery defined the Arabian Peninsula. So the revelation of this book disrupted everything Arabian society was based upon. Understand that much of the subjugation of women in the East is Arab culture, not true Islam, because rape and molestation are punishable by death in the Muslim world. But like ancient Arabia, the same principles of slavery, rape, and misogyny is what America is founded upon, which is why American leaders have always feared the rise of true Islam among the darker populations whom they've mistreated. You want to know why they antagonize Islamic law? Because all these perverted industries and leaders know that they would have to pay with their life for raping and molesting women and children. So you see why this white male power base is threatened by real Islamic law. Hell, that would mean all these freaks and rapists would be dead. We know why America has demonized Islam, because Islam provides solutions to the root problems of the misogynist culture that plagues America and the world.
So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that men, and I know I'm talking to men who understand God, love God, know the workings of God, will kill nations to protect the womb of their woman.
America's pimpish leadership talks good verbiage about caring for women, but this society is designed to protect the interest of the white male power structure. How on earth could a young sister like Centoya Brown protect herself from being raped in America's human trafficking ring, and they charge her with life in prison? Yet presidents and the white male power system have trafficked, enslaved, raped, and killed the darker people for centuries, and they're rewarded for doing so. Only a victimized people who've been severely traumatized would believe that they could really obtain freedom and justice under this system. The Nation of Islam teaches that women should fight and kill anyone who violates them or their children in this manner, which is why the Muslims have supported those brave women locked up for protecting their value.
When a man violates a child or a woman and takes from her what she does not wish to give, in our world that's punishable by death.
That's if you really want to know why America's rape-friendly culture hates Islam. When a girl doesn't know her value, she's vulnerable to all kinds of abuse, to the point where she might even perceive anyone who wants to free her as the enemy, and reject the very solution to the problems of this rape culture. When women got together to stand up for their rights at the Women's March, the president and other American groups tried to demonize the organizers because those sisters were inspired by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Tamika Mallory, Carmen Perez, and Linda Sarsour, who organized the Women's March, were heavily guided and encouraged by Minister Farrakhan to stand up for their rights. But the Times of Israel and other publications badmouthed these sisters, calling them feminist Farrakhan fans. Now all of a sudden, these sisters have been labeled as anti-Semitic and troublemakers.
And if what you're reading all day long, morning and night in the Jewish media is that Linda Sarsour and Minister Farrakhan are the existential threat to the Jewish community, something really bad's gonna happen and we're gonna miss the mark on it.
The groups that attack the Women's March organizers are the same groups that have protected Hollywood's perverted rape culture. They're the same influential power players who call Minister Farrakhan anti-Semitic for exposing their corruption. Women and people in general will be shocked when they learn what groups are really behind America's systemic abuse of women. They're the same groups who skillfully protect the freakish rape culture, especially those that ill affect our black and brown sisters.
I don't mind broadcasting it. In the future, we will kill you for this. We're not worried about the white man and his law.